We're coming into Thanksgiving. Could be lots of family stuff that's going on. We've got COVID stuff that's going on in the country right now. We still have unsettled stuff with the election that's going on. I thought that people might be feeling a little bit stressed. So I thought for our practice today, we could do yin. So yin is a practice of stretching, but it's slow stretching. So we would be holding poses for 3 to 5 minutes. And I do have a timer, so I will be keeping an eye on that. So for yin, it's all about supported comfort to get into some of our poses. So if you feel personally like you're not very flexible, I went to my sofa and I just pulled a bunch of pillows. You don't have to have a bolster necessarily for this, but we can use some of the items that we have around the house today. So if you haven't already, if you want to go grab some pillows for support, and if you have a blanket around that you want to grab, that would be great. If you do happen to have some yoga blocks, that's also good. The whole point of yin is to feel into your in yin. We're also going to try to really feel into our body, focus in on the feedback that our body is giving us to make sure that we are listening to what it's telling us while we're in these poses, and to feel anything that might be stuck, any kind of stuck energy. So with that being said, we're going to do the whole entire practice down on our mat. We're not going to be generating a lot of heat. We're not going to be sweating. We're not going to be moving up and down. We're going to be down on our mat the whole time. But the goal would be to allow you to release. Now, if you have like a music device, if you have your laptop, if you want to play Pandora or some kind of relaxing spa kind of music, while you're doing this practice at home, it's a really great option to have some music to kind of accompany our practice today. Unfortunately, I can't play it because of copyright issues through the video, but you can definitely play it at home. So once again, we want a blanket. If you have a blanket, just grab some pillows from the sofa, throw pillows, anything that you have around the house. And we're going to start and stay down on our mat today. So I'd like to begin in child's pose. And we can begin a few different ways in child's pose. So we're going to come onto our knees and take our knees the width of the mat. Now, if you want to feel a little bit more into your shoulders, I'm going to give you an option. So we have our blocks and we can put them roughly so, and we might have to adjust them in a minute. So we're going to take our knees the width of the mat and we're going to fold forward, hinging at our waist, extending our arms out in front of us, taking our forehead down to the mat. Now, if you're wanting to feel a little bit more into your shoulders, we're going to use these blocks. Might even want to turn them sideways. And we're going to place the actual back side of our arm on top of these blocks and allow your head to hang heavy in between. Now you can have your hands together. You can crisscross them. Whatever feels best for you. If you have them together, you're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch than if you lay them flat. Now you can always start in one position and modify as we move along. We're going to be in this pose for 3 minutes. Now, one of the great things about yin is it allows us to focus inward, to focus in on our breath. So as we're in this child's pose, you might feel your belly expand and contract as you're breathing in. Initially, notice, are you breathing all the way down to your belly? Are you breathing just up in your clavicular area? Are you breathing down into the mid-chest area? How deeply are you breathing currently? And then can you draw that breath further and deeper into your belly? You might even feel your belly expand and contract against your thighs, depending how close or far away your knees are. All right, we are halfway through. Slowly begin to press yourself back up to an upright position. From here, we're going to swing ourselves around and come to seat and extend your legs out in front of you. You can move your blocks to the side. And we are coming into a supported caterpillar. This would also be supported staff pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to be hinging at our waist, folding forward and just allowing ourselves to release. But for supported, we're going to take the pillows that we found randomly laying around the house, and we can use them to support ourselves a little bit more. So you can take your knees a little bit further apart if you want to. Stack your pillows. If you have a block, you can always stack a block. Depending on how far you want to release down, depends on maybe how far you want to stack your props. So you can always stack here. If you want to just release, just allow your forehead to support yourself and allow your body to hang heavy. If you want to get a little bit deeper, you can always change the orientation of your prop. If you can go further, then you can always take out the props. And if you can't go as deep, we have props for a reason. So you can take your blocks, stack them so, put your pillows on, and allow your forehead to press into your props. and just hang heavy. We're going to be in this pose for 4 minutes. I will let you know when we are halfway. Once again, refocus in on your breath. With each exhale, are you able to get a little bit deeper into that pose, allowing more of that stress and tightness to release from the back side of your body or the back side of your legs? Can you allow yourself to hang heavy and become heavy, allowing gravity to pull you down closer to the earth? You are over halfway. You might notice that your brain starts to wander, thinks about your to-do list or your shopping list, all the other things that you've got going on around the house. The magic of Yin is if you focus inward on your body, inward on your breath, and allow your brain to focus on those, the other items just magically disappear. Allows for a sense of calm and peace to enter your body. Using your hands, press yourself up to a seated position. Go ahead and move your props off to the side. And we're moving into supported reclined butterfly. So once again, your pillows. If you can come into butterfly, so that is our heels together, allowing our knees to hang wide. So this is regular butterfly. So reclined butterfly would be that you are laying on your back. If that is not accessible for you, or allowing your knees to fall wide is uncomfortable, you can always take your props and turn them to support your body. So you can support yourself like this. You can always turn them depending on the level of support that you need or don't need. And then you can also use your props if you wanted to set up some pillows for some additional comfort. So we've got our block here. We're going to have our heels together, allowing our knees to hang wide, and we're going to recline onto our props. From here, allow your head to hang heavy, your arms to go wide on your mat, palms facing up, allowing and inviting in the wonderful calming energy that's surrounding you. You might want to close your eyes, allow them to be heavy, and just relax and breathe deeply. We will be in this pose for 4 minutes. If you have thoughts or feelings that come up during your practice, I encourage you to put them in a balloon, fill them with any kind of negative thoughts or energy, and release them into space. While you're in your yoga practice, I encourage you to be in your yoga practice. Be on your mat, be in your body, be in your spirit. Continue your breathing practice, focusing on filling up all the way down to your belly, and as you exhale, pressing that air out of your belly, allowing it to roll all the way up. Notice, are you clenching your jaw? Can you release it? A great technique for releasing some tension is to actually drop your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Most of us keep our tongue pressed up against the roof of our mouth, and just allow your tongue to fall away. Allow your jaw to just soften. We are halfway through this pose. With each exhale, are you allowing your body to sink deeper into the pose? Are you using the exhale to help release any stuck energy that's languishing in your body? Taking your hands, place them on the outside of your knees and use them as support to bring your knees back to center. Using your hands, press yourself back up to a seated position and move your props out of the way. From here, we are moving on to our bellies. So we're going to go through a series of 3 poses on one side, then we're going to come back and do that same series on the opposite side. So rolling down to your belly, extending your legs out nice and long. We're going to have our elbows underneath our shoulders, our arms outstretched, our fingers planted nice and wide on our mat. Try to release through your back if you're not really sure. A lot of us in this kind of pose will have our glutes tight. So see if you can't release your glutes. Notice if you even unconsciously have them tightened. See if you can't just release and allow your pelvis to melt into the mat. We're going to be moving through Sphinx pose. So if this becomes uncomfortable on your lower back at any point in time, you can always bring your hands together and rest your forehead on top of your hands. We're going to be in Sphinx pose for 2 minutes. About halfway through, we're going to come down and then press ourselves back up. So we're releasing, making sure that our glutes are released. We're going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down, trying to press them together on the back side of our body. And our gaze is forward. As you're breathing in this pose, you might feel your chest and your belly expand and contract against the mat. If your belly is rising and falling, that means you are breathing deeply into your lungs. Continue to focus in on that breath, that nice, deep, cleansing breath. You can do this pose with your eyes open or closed, whatever is comfortable for you. Allow yourself to release and come down to the mat for 2 rounds of breath. Once again, focus on whether or not you have your glutes engaged or relaxed. From here, we're moving into cat's tail. So take your left leg, bring it out to your side. You're at a 90-degree angle with your body. Now, we're going to extend our right leg, bending it at the knee. We have our right arm extended out in front of us. We're going to take our left hand and reach around and grab our right leg. Now you can rest your head on your right arm, or you can play with this pose a little bit. So you can always adjust how you're holding your hand. You can hold it on the arch side of your foot. You can hold it on the pinky edge of your foot. You can play with your arm placement. You can extend it out to the side of you, drop your head to the mat, or you can even roll up on your side and get a shoulder stretch along with a leg stretch. So play with this. What feels best in your body? Do you have any area that's speaking to you that needs a little bit of extra love and attention? Is there an area that can be released? We're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes on each side. I will let you know when we're halfway. And we are halfway. And if this becomes uncomfortable for your chest, you can always I call it a chicken wing. You can always bend your arm, taking your hand underneath your shoulder, and use it for a little bit additional support. But listen to what your body is telling you and respond accordingly. Release your hand from around your foot and allow your foot to slowly come back to the earth. Bring your left leg in straight. Bring your hands together at center and allow your head to hang heavy. From here, press yourself back up, and we're coming back into Sphinx pose again. So once again, we have our elbows underneath our shoulders. We have our palms facing down and our fingers spread wide. We're going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down, keeping those shoulders away from our ears. We're not wearing our shoulders as earrings. Our gaze is forward, and we're relaxing our glutes. We're breathing deeply here, trying to expand and contract our breath, feeling the rise and fall of our belly pressed against the mat. With each exhale, can you allow your body to sink deeper and relax deeper into the pose? If this pose becomes too intense, you can always bring your hands together and rest your forehead on top of your hands. Only a little bit longer. You're doing great. Continue to focus in on that breath. And if any additional thoughts start to come creeping in, allow them to be placed in a balloon and released to the universe. Go ahead and release, bringing your hands together and allow your forehead to hang heavy. Take 2 rounds of breath. And we're moving into cat's tail on the opposite side. So this time, we're going to bend our left leg. And we're going to take our right hand to reach around to our left foot. You can grab it on the arch side or on the pinky side. That will change how it feels in your shoulder. Keeping our left arm extended and our right leg extended. We're going to be on this side for 5 minutes as well. So adjust as you need to feel comfortable. And if at any point in time the pose becomes too intense, you can always come back down to a resting pose. slowly begin to release your hand and allow your foot to slowly make its way back to the mat. Bring your hands together and allow your forehead to rest on top for 2 rounds of breath. From here, roll to your side, and we're rolling onto our backs. Moving into twisted roots. So twisted roots is going to work into our hip flexor. For this, you're in a reclined position. You're going to ground down through your heels and pick your seat up and shift it to the right side of your mat. From here, take your right leg, cross it over your left, and we're going to drop our right knee to the left side of our mat. From here, you can extend your arms out to the side as a T. You can move them above your head. You can goal post them. You can bring them together on your belly, whatever feels best for you. We'll be here for 4 minutes. I encourage you to close your eyes. Allow the relaxing of the release to enter into your body. And allow this stretch to work deeply into that hip flexor and work through any tension or stiffness that you might be feeling. As you inhale, you're breathing in that beautiful, clean oxygen, that life-giving force. And on your exhale, you can use it to move any stuck-in energy that might be in an area out of your body. Breath work and breath exercise are one of the best ways that you can help to re-regulate your nervous system. If you are feeling stressed out or you're feeling panicked, you can always focus in on that breath to help find that sense of calm and peace. As another reminder, if you have your tongue pressed against the roof of your mouth, I encourage you to allow your tongue to release and hang heavy. We are halfway through this pose. Slowly begin to unwind your legs and bring your knees back to center. From here, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug, rolling out that lower back. From here, lower your feet back down to the mat, grounding through your heels once again. Pick your seat up and move it to the left side of your mat. I'm going to take the left leg over your right knee and drop your left knee to the right side of your mat. We will be in this pose for 4 minutes. I will let you know when we're halfway. If you'd like to feel additional stretch, your left arm, so the opposite of the direction that your knees are going, you can always play with it and get a counter stretch. We are halfway through. Slowly begin to uncurl your legs and bring your knees back to center. Bring them into your chest and reach around, giving a little bit of a roll. for massage on your lower back. And for our final pose, we're moving into Shavasana. You happen to have a blanket. I'm going to show you a nice supported technique. So I'm going to take my blanket, open it up. I'm going to roll it halfway. So I have a roll, and then I have my fringe part. I'm going to lay my roll just in that top quarter of my mat. So my neck is going to be supported by my roll. This is going to be supporting my shoulders, and then I'm going to extend out on my mat. This is a nice supported Shavasana just to allow you to relax a little bit more and have a little bit more support. So if you have your blanket ready, let's lay back, getting that roll right in your neck, adjusting if necessary. Extend your arms and legs nice and long on your mat. Tighten your glutes and release. Once again, tighten your glutes and release. And one more time. Tighten and release. Allow your eyes to close. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Allow your jaw to soften. Your legs to feel heavy and relaxed, releasing any tension that you might have. And return back to your normal breath. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the space. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes And reach your arms above your head for a good morning stretch. Take one more deep breath, becoming revitalized and full of energy. And when you're ready, roll to your right side and press yourself up to a seated position. Let's take one more round of breath together. Inhaling our arms up above, palms together, and down through heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that this practice gave you some peace and a sense of calm. Namaste.